What's up, everyone, and welcome back to PS5 Nexus. We're kicking off today's show with a massive update from Naughty Dog. Get ready, because director Neil Druckmann is teasing their next big project, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, and he's calling it their most expensive and ambitious game to date. This sci-fi adventure is shaping up to be something truly special, and we've got all the juicy details. But that's not all the Neil Druckmann news you need to hear today. We're also breaking down exactly why the Naughty Dog maestro decided to step away from his creative involvement in the incredibly popular HBO series, The Last of Us. He's shifting his focus back to video games, and we've got the inside scoop on his reasoning. And the hits just keep on coming. Get ready, because Naughty Dog boss Neil Druckmann has also hinted that there are indeed more projects in the works for the Last of Us franchise. Could this mean a new game, a spin-off, or something else entirely? We're diving deep into what this could mean for fans of the gripping post-apocalyptic saga. Finally, we've got some whispers that might as well be shouts. The Last of Us Part III has been quietly confirmed. Naughty Dog has been playing coy, but the latest comments from Neil Druckmann have the community buzzing with anticipation. We're breaking down all the hints and what you can expect. Stick around for all the details, and if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from PS5 Nexus. Naughty Dog's most expensive game ever. Neil Druckmann drops bombshells about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. It's been a quiet year since Naughty Dog first teased Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet at the Game Awards 2024, leaving fans hungry for more details about their ambitious new sci-fi adventure. While a release window remains elusive, director Neil Druckmann has finally offered some tantalizing insights, confirming that this title is poised to become the studio's most expensive game ever, a testament to its escalating ambition. Druckmann has been deeply immersed in its development, even pausing work on The Last of Us Season 3 for HBO to fully commit to this groundbreaking project. We're in the thick of it, we're making it, we're playing it, we're firing on all cylinders, Druckmann shared with Variety, carefully navigating PR waters while hinting at the game's scope. Set in a distant, alternate future, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet casts players as bounty hunter Jordan Amon, voiced by Tati Gabrielle, who finds herself stranded on a remote planet and begins to uncover its hidden secrets. The game promises an expansive experience, building upon Naughty Dog's recent explorations into wider, more linear layouts and RPG elements seen in The Last of Us, but now infused with a distinct sci-fi flavor. Druckmann even revealed that Troy Baker is returning to collaborate with him, evoking fond memories of their past work together. Actor Tony Dalton, known for his role in The Last of Us TV show, is also set to appear, hinting at potential crossovers. Fans are already buzzing about the implications of a new IP from Naughty Dog, especially one described as its most ambitious and costly yet. The prospect of increased player freedom and agency within its world has ignited excitement, with many speculating about the gameplay mechanics and narrative depth. The community is eagerly awaiting any visual glimpses of this highly anticipated title. This is just the beginning of our deep dive into Naughty Dog's future. But before we get too lost in the stars, we need to talk about why Neil Druckmann is leaving the acclaimed Last of Us TV series. Stepping away from the apocalypse, Neil Druckmann explains his exit from The Last of Us HBO series. In a surprising turn of events earlier this summer, fans learned that Neil Druckmann, the creative force behind the original The Last of Us video game, would be stepping down from his creative involvement in the highly successful HBO adaptation. After co-creating the series and playing a pivotal role alongside Craig Mazin in bringing the first 2 seasons to life, Druckmann felt he had accomplished his initial goals, and it was time to redirect his energy. "I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO," Druckmann stated previously. "With work completed on Season 2, and before any meaningful work starts on Season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects." He expressed that co-creating the show was a career highlight, honoring his collaboration with Mazin. However, in a recent interview with Variety, Druckmann elaborated on the motivations behind his departure. He aimed to elevate The Last of Us beyond its gaming audience, making the story accessible to those who had never played the games, and in doing so, elevate Naughty Dog and PlayStation itself. The data showing viewers returning to play the games after watching the show validated this ambitious goal. Having been heavily involved in getting both Season 1 and the adaptation of The Last of Us Part II's story off the ground, Druckmann felt the path for the series was now firmly set. He described his return to full-time video game work as a return to the thing that started it all. While Craig Mazin will continue as the sole showrunner and lead writer, with Season 3 focusing on Abby's story, Druckmann is now free to concentrate on Naughty Dog's upcoming slate, including the highly anticipated Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Fans have acknowledged Druckmann's significant contributions to the show's success and his desire to return to his roots in game development. The shift allows him to pour his creative energy into new interactive experiences, while the HBO series continues its acclaimed run under Mazin's guidance. But is this the end of The Last of Us as a franchise? Far from it. We've got confirmation of more projects on the horizon and hints of a part III that you won't believe. More than just a game, Naughty Dog confirms ongoing The Last of Us projects. While the HBO adaptation of The Last of Us is gearing up for its next season, the future of the game franchise itself has been a subject of much speculation. Despite hints from Naughty Dog boss Neil Druckmann that The Last of Us Part II might be the end of the mainline game series, new confirmations suggest that Sony and Naughty Dog have far grander plans for the beloved post-apocalyptic world. Druckmann, in a recent conversation with Variety, discussed his shift in focus from the HBO series to Naughty Dog's next major title, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. During this discussion, he divulged that there are indeed more projects connected to the Last of Us brand in the pipeline. There's just ongoing conversations around Uncharted, The Last of Us, and now Intergalactic, as far as different adaptations or expansions, Druckmann revealed. He pointed to the franchise's history, including a graphic novel and a movie that never materialized before becoming the successful TV show, and stated, "And there's more stuff happening in The Last of Us's world that has not been announced." This confirmation, while vague, strongly indicates that Sony is committed to expanding the Last of Us universe. While Druckmann had previously expressed that a concept for The Last of Us Part III existed but advised against banking on it, this new statement suggests a renewed, albeit possibly indirect, engagement with the franchise. Given Druckmann's current dedication to Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, it's plausible that any new game installments might not involve his direct leadership, but rather explore other avenues within the established universe. This could range from spin-off games to further adaptations or entirely new forms of media, keeping the franchise alive and relevant for its dedicated fanbase. The gaming community is abuzz with the news, eagerly anticipating any official announcements regarding these unrevealed projects. The confirmation that Sony isn't finished with the Last of Us franchise has reignited hope for fans who have been dreaming of new adventures in this richly detailed world. And speaking of Part III, the rumors are heating up. We've got a quiet confirmation that might just blow your mind. The Last of Us Part III, a quiet confirmation or just wishful thinking? Fans of The Last of Us have been on the edge of their seats, desperately awaiting news on a potential The Last of Us Part III ever since the critically acclaimed Part II launched in 2020. Naughty Dog has remained tight-lipped, with studio head Neil Druckmann offering conflicting statements about the possibility of a third installment. However, recent comments from Druckmann have reignited hope and speculation across the gaming community. In a recent interview with Variety, following the news of his departure from the HBO series adaptation to focus on video game projects, Druckmann stated, "There's more stuff happening in the Last of Us world that has not been announced." He further elaborated on his decision to return to full-time game development, saying, "It was time to go back to the thing that started it all. But other things are coming, and we can announce more things soon." While Druckmann has not provided concrete details about The Last of Us Part III, his remarks suggest that Naughty Dog is actively exploring new avenues within the franchise. He recalled a period after finishing Part II where the team debated developing a third game and explored various concepts. "We had a really long period where we looked at ideas for maybe what could be in that game," he mentioned. However, it seems a definitive concept for Part III hasn't yet materialized, leading the team to focus on their new IP, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Despite the lack of official confirmation for a direct sequel, the community is interpreting Druckmann's statements as a strong indication that The Last of Us Part III is either in development or at least a serious consideration for Naughty Dog's future. Social media has been flooded with fan reactions, ranging from excited declarations of Part 3 is coming to expressions of eager anticipation for an official announcement. That's all the major news we have for you today, but don't go anywhere. We've got a lightning round recap coming up next, and then you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button. What an episode, PlayStation fans! We heard from Neil Druckmann that Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, is Naughty Dog's most ambitious and expensive game yet. We learned why Druckmann is stepping away from the Last of Us HBO series to focus on games. Plus, we've got confirmation of more Last of Us projects in the works and strong hints about a potential The Last of Us Part III. Don't miss out on any of this incredible news. Make sure you're subscribed to PS5 Nexus. Hit that notification bell, drop a comment below telling us what you're most excited for, and follow us on all our social channels for even more gaming updates.